everybody, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
This is a comic book show here on ComicPOP, the YouTube channel where we talk all about comics, where we talk about books that came out this past week, recap, review them, let you know what we thought about them, and then give you recommendations for books that are coming out this week we think you should pick up. There's a whole bunch of stuff to get into. I'm probably going to skip a couple things, but that's okay, because I did a couple of little mini reviews over on our Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/ComicPopOfficial, for whatever reason, we can't get Comic Pop, but over in the doobly-doo below us, you can actually find all the links for every social media. But I made little reviews of books that we didn't talk about in depth on this show, or aren't going to, probably.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that'll be kind of fun. So also there's a number of other shows that we canceled/killed on this channel that you can find over there. Anything that's under 5 minutes or so, I'm going to just jump over there. So you can find all kinds of archived Comic Pop stuff over on the Facebook page.
Neat.
Check it out, tell your friends, like it, and check it out.
I'm learning a lot.
I know, yeah. Actually, Comic Pop's going through a whole revolution right now, and it's all behind the scenes, quiet stuff, but I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes and sharing it with you when things come into alignment. Mm-hmm. But on the back end, a lot of stuff going on. On the front end, you won't probably visually notice any significant changes for the foreseeable future.
There you go.
But yeah, so welcome to the show. We're going to talk about some books. Before we do, I wanted to mention that this show is sponsored by you by using Super Chats. If you use Super Chats, we'll answer your questions, address your comments, and do that here on the show live. So we encourage you to do that.
Yeah.
So, for example, Jan Kohler says just wanted to drop some money,
Thank you.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Thank you very much, Jan. And Adam Esmo said second. You are. Thank you very much. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's jump into some books. This week, a bunch of things came out. Let's talk about White Knight. Because
okay.
Why not? You know what I mean? What was it? You didn't get a chance to finish
I read
it?
the first few pages.
It's quite good. Batman White Knight. Well, Curse of the White Knight.
Yeah.
From Sean Murphy. I remember when he used to go by Sean Gordon Murphy, but apparently now it's Sean Murphy. Oh, well.
Who has time for
You have a best-selling Black
letters?
Label Batman title, and now all of a sudden... by the way, it's solid. It just continues the trend of, who is this new version of Jean-Paul Valley? What is the deal with this, cult/religious sect? Mm-hmm. And what does it have to do with the secret history of the Waynes, Gotham, and Arkham, and possibly the Joker?
Right.
You'll have to read it to find out. This is a really, really fun book.
Yeah.
The visuals match the writing. The whole idea here is that we're playing with the elements and themes we didn't really get a chance to get into too deeply with the last series, which of course was Batman White Knight. That one being the whole Batman Relief Fund, and how it was this kind of corrupt slush fund that was used to kind of line the pockets of the 1% of Gotham. Mm-hmm. Turns out they have an avatar. It's this old lady who's I run it and I'm in charge, and Wayne, you better get in line or I'm going to tell everybody you're Batman. And he's I'm going to tell everybody I'm Batman. That's my plan. She's well, if you do, it's here's all the reasons why Bruce Wayne never tells anyone that he's Batman. And it's they'll sue you, you'll go to jail,
right.
You'll be thrown into a mental institution, you'll lose all your money, forget it. It's a bad idea. So it was a really almost too compelling argument. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, but otherwise, that's kind of the Bruce Wayne element.
Yeah.
There's also the dual story of Bruce Wayne's secret ancient ancestor,
Edmund Wayne,
yeah. Who was a rich aristocrat who boarded a pirate ship that's run by a member of the Order of Saint Dumas, mm-hmm. and how they trained Wayne to inherit his fortune in Gotham, mm-hmm. in America, and wrest it from the evil Arkhams or whatever.
Sure.
It's cool, pirates and swashbuckling. I love this series. I think it's really fun. We're only 2 issues deep, but it's cool.
Right.
Joker, of course, he was freed in the last issue. He returns in this issue to reveal that Batgirl is actually Barbara Gordon, just when Commissioner Gordon was running for mayor. How inconvenient.
Right.
Neat.
Yeah. Which, that reveal is always funny, because it's for us, it's
duh.
Yeah.
And for everyone else, it was duh. It's actually really funny. Gordon was I can't believe I didn't know.
Right.
I'm supposed to be the commissioner of police, and it looks so obvious to everyone.
Uh-huh.
Also, Batman goes to Harley to try and find out what's going on, only to find out she is with child.
That's gonna go great.
Oh yeah, naturally.
That's just gonna go awesome.
I love it how it was spoiled for me earlier in the series, but like or earlier.
It was spoiled for me right now because I had no idea that was.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, it's a
No,
review show, so like, but throughout the whole like reintroduction of Harley in the book, like Murphy conveniently puts things in the way, so
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah.
Also, Azrael gets like a team of badasses together to destroy Batman. Ultimately, the whole book kind of like wraps up with Wayne Manor being destroyed.
I saw his dinosaur going down.
Yeah, Azrael and his like merry band of jackasses like kind of like cave in Wayne Manor from the Batcave down.
Right.
So, like, what will Batman do now that he's lost like his home, his headquarters,
Right.
maybe like access to a lot of like his technology, It's cool. It's great because like there's a lot of stakes.
Okay.
And because it doesn't really matter because it's an imaginary story, they could literally do anything.
Right, that's true.
But because Murphy loves Batman, it's going to be cool and respectful. So I dig that. Mr. Roboto says he already told all of Gotham that it was called Batman Incorporated. In a Grant Morrison book called Batman Incorporated, Bruce Wayne told Gotham that he was funding Batman and that he wasn't Batman. So actually, if you read Batman Incorporated, like he doesn't reveal his identity. He just says that he's funding Batman. Although anyone would be able to put two and two
pulls a
together.
Tony Stark.
He does,
Like an old school Tony Stark.
But yeah, exactly. I'm not Iron Man, but I'm paying him.
Yeah.
Fabian Garcia says, you guys deserve more subscribers. We'll definitely recommend you all around. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Fabian. That's really cool. That's really sweet of you. So yeah, let's jump into it. More books. More. Hang those who talk of less.
You read a lot.
I did. Absolute Carnage, number 2.
Okay.
Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman. This book is like a juggernaut. It like breakneck speed.
Yeah.
This is a way quicker read than the first issue.
It was. Yeah. No, actually, I noticed this one more.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Like I felt like nothing happened in this issue.
Yeah. No, definitely. But all the nothing that did happen was cool looking and fun. Like. Yeah.
I dig the art. It sometimes is a little weird. Mm-hmm. But like I dig it.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah. Well, Stegman is trying to like. He's pulling out all the stops. He's trying things. He's doing things he's never done before. We get a couple of moments like Spider-Man finally finds out. He's like the last one to find out that Venom can make wings.
Yeah. Which was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I love that like RoboCop calls him because that's literally what it looks like on his phone.
The
picture he has of the Maker. I'm like, you took that.
Yeah. I love that he took it. Like that that Venom has like a picture of the Maker on his phone.
Yeah, I'm like,
he's like, well, I gotta tag you.
I go like, it's not like he provided that.
No.
You're just like,
yeah, Venom took a picture of the Maker. It's really funny. Ultimately, what happens in this is that like Scorpion, and Miles are taken.
No, Scorpion's fine.
Right, Scorpion gets rescued.
Scorpion has been paralyzed.
Yeah.
And this book said I should have read Venom.
Right.
And I was like, I'm
not going to.
I'm not going to. I'm going to try to do this without it.
I actually really liked it how they did a flash to all of the tie-in series in a double-page splash. I loved the art decision and how it was like these are the issues 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 tie-in issues. Here they all are. If any of the things that are happening in these bubbles intrigue you, you should go pick them up. They don't, so I'm not going to. But I don't need to because it's a 4-issue miniseries.
Right.
What happens to Venom? I don't care. I think it's a Carnage running amok, and he looks cool, and Osborn still thinks he's Cletus, and he looks like classic Carnage.
Right. What's really funny for me is that I must have misread or missed something in the first issue in which they did not know that the kid was a target.
Right. No.
I was like, oh no, the kid's a target. Okay, right on.
Oh no.
And then it's like reveal, and I'm like,
no. They said that they never referenced him being a target at all. In the first
that's
issue.
what I'm saying. Like I must
and then
have
they're like, no, he might be
something up there. And
no,
then,
it's just that it was lazy.
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh.
But Miles is a Carnage. Oh no.
Right. I mean, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Nobody's worried. The other fun part is that they dropped in a rejected Bagley cover from Carnage's first appearance.
That I did not see.
It's kind of fun. I see why they didn't choose it. I like the classic Carnage cover that they chose when they introduced Carnage.
Yeah.
It's more dynamic. This is more of like an action. It's more like a full page reveal.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I think what's killing it for me is the coloring.
Oh yeah, well that's a new coloring, by the way.
Well, it's just there's no atmosphere to it.
I know.
Like, it's just kind of like, hey, and then one day Spider-Man met Carnage on like a sort of sunny day.
Right? It's kind of, yeah, it's not very dynamic, but that Bagley didn't do it. He didn't color it. Like, you can tell, like, they only had, like, the black and whites.
Yeah, but it looks like there should be some sort of chaos or, mayhem happening there.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I can imagine, by the way, having shown Bagley himself some art from this period. I have a little poster that I had him sign from this time period, and he was like, oh, like, the last thing any artist wants to see is work that he did, like, 25 years ago. Like, I reinvent myself all the time, and I do better stuff now. So, like, I could imagine him being kind of disappointed or annoyed that they chose to do this.
I could agree with that. I mean, what's really, really bothering me is that Spider-Man, like, back thigh. Look how long it is.
Yeah.
What is that connecting to?
I don't know.
You tell me.
His butt, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's not how that works.
Yeah, well, I dug it. Absolute Carnage is just, it's not trying to be anything other than kind of like a fun action book.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true.
You know, the logical leaps.
Yeah.
You know, like the big reveals. I think that the reveal of like, oh no, Eddie's kid is a target. It's like, obviously it would be.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to preserve a moment where in every issue something bombastic or something like unbelievable happens. I mean, the fact they paralyzed Scorpion is probably one of the bigger things.
Yeah.
But the fact that like nobody was using him or doing anything with him in the first place should be an indicator as to like how important it is.
Right.
But that being said, you know, the big reveal is, oh no, they're gonna get, well, and also what happened to Miles.
Right. And like, honestly, what's funny is though is the Miles thing. Like, like they can do whatever they want, obviously, but I'm just like, but you're not going to.
No.
You're not going to get rid of Miles.
No.
I don't think.
Well, but we are going to see Miles as a symbiote, which is what people want to see anyway.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
I just never thought about it for
a
second, I guess.
Yeah, but now you.
But
now
I guess that makes
it.
for a more interesting tie-in if he's part of a tie-in.
They all are. So yeah.
Right. Okay.
Naturally. But yeah, so I recommend it. Check it out. I dig it. It's 50% done.
Yeah.
Jmail1984 says congrats on 80K. Thank you very much. Yeah, we just hit 80K about a little while ago. Caught the live show finally. Are you guys enjoying the new X-Men run? Yeah, we are. There's actually an X-Men book coming up that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Pricey 8040, Azrael and his merry band of jackasses. DC, I have a pitch for you. Yeah, I'm sure. Right? Watch out. It's a new Black Label book that you can't use.
They rob from the rich and they give to themselves.
Yeah, like everyone.
Yeah.
Keith Blackwell, will there be merch with the Harbor Patrol logo on it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought you said yes.
I want it. Yeah. We just got to do it.
Yes.
And once we do, it'll be up in the store and I'll plug it on one of our live shows, either Elseworlds or Off the Rack.
Nice.
But thank you very much for inquiring. If you're not familiar, by the way, Harbor Patrol, superhero RPG we did. It was a lot of fun. Check it out.
Yeah.
Mr. Supertastic, I'm waiting for the trade of White Knight because that's how I enjoyed the first one, but I'm glad the sequel seems to be good. Yeah, it's the same people, or same guy, same concept. I'm sure it was just literally he had more story to tell. Like, I'm sure it was just so dense that he was like, I have more. You know, it wasn't like he was like, how am I going to make a sequel? It's more like, I had all this left over. That's how it feels. He also says, welcome back, Tiffany. I checked out Once in Future after your review, and it was a great time. Badass Grandma is great, and I laughed at the Uber joke.
Yay! Yeah, it's a good book. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah. I'm seeing on Twitter, Die is getting a lot of ink now.
Yeah, it should. It should.
I was like, hey, I remember when Tiffany recommended that when nobody else was reading it.
It's fine. Hey, but we did get people on board, and like at least in our community. So
exactly.
That's all that matters. I don't care. I want good books.
Yeah.
However we get it.
Right? Mr. Roboto, as Carnage is now a horror movie monster, how long till Blade and the Midnight Suns seek him out?
Elsa should be here.
Right? That'd be great. We're not going to get that.
Yeah, no.
Gorgonfish, how do you feel about the upcoming Joker movie? The trailer looks very, very serious and super duper realistic.
Yes.
So let's jump into more. What do you got?
Oh, sure. Hang on.
Right?
Next time, I promise I'll have more energy, but I will have also probably had more sleep.
Yes.
I figure I should have addressed that before someone's like, Tiffany doesn't seem to be having a good time.
No.
I've seen that in the comments. I'm like, I'm just tired sometimes.
Tiffany has insomnia, so...
I do. So sometimes I have some low energy.
Or whatever you call it.
I don't know what it is. It's stupid sleep. I don't know where to go first here. Let's talk about. Let's just get this over. Let's talk about Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, is it over yet?
No, I think he's got 20 and we're on 18.
Oh. By the way, not to disparage, I know there are fans of this run because they watch this show and complain every time we talk about it.
Listen, I've already told you guys, everybody who's also when I don't get sleep, I have like no filter. But listen, those who like this run, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I don't.
Right.
That's totally...
No, but what you're doing, you're ruining it for everybody because you're telling people not to buy it.
Oh, I'm just saying I don't dig it, and I would never recommend to anyone to jump into a run at the end of its run.
No. Nor would I recommend a book I don't like.
Even if it's one I really dug, I'd be like, just wait. Just trade wait at that point. You know what I mean? Like I would not recommend that. I just don't dig it. It's just not for me, and I'm sorry.
But as you can tell, it's not for a lot of people because it's getting canceled.
Well, there is that. But I'm just saying, like, enjoy it. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of things that I dig that everyone's like, that's bad. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I like it.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many different things.
Yeah, there's a gazillion things.
Artists and authors and just different styles of storytelling out there because we have so many different tastes. Anyway, this story was this type of story that I have been wanting from Doctor Strange. Not well written, though. That's where I'm struggling with this one.
Yeah.
It's a little story about Doctor Strange making a house call, essentially, to solve a problem in a town that we're kind of dropped in the middle of it. Unfortunately, it's mostly about this family who are very much sort of like these move the car George style characters to some degree.
We're getting a lot of insight into who they are.
It's a lot of insight into who they are, which is fine because there's some interesting elements about it which I wish had been a little more explored. But it's more the like repetitive writing of certain like we're hitting a joke, let's hit it again. And I'm like, okay, too much. That's just not my style. Like, I do at times believe that humor should come in threes, so typically when it's spaced out better, and I don't see that the last one coming.
Yeah, but if it sucks, or if the joke isn't quite, like, landing the first two times, like, don't.
And honestly, I'm one of those people who I don't dig Strange's new costume, and that's what he shows up in. And I'm just like,
he's going to wear that until the end.
He looks so out of place. I don't know.
I'll bet he wears his classic costume in the last issue.
Maybe.
Because Mark Waid likes to, like, set things up and put them back, especially if he's being canceled.
Right. Well, I mean, he already got rid of Clea, so I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, so there's this, like, family, this, like, husband and wife, and their daughter won some sort of, or got second place in some sort of skating championship. Ice skating, and they're throwing a party for her, and like he took off like a day and blah blah. Basically, they have this big house in Kansas, or big house. They have a home in Kansas, and they they're doing well enough, but not very well. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
They
have a lot of love.
Exactly. I mean, everything seems fine, but I don't know their finances, and I don't want to. They kind of like love each other and whatever, and then there's a knock at the door and they think it's their daughter, and Doctor Strange rolls up and he's just like, cool, and like he does this like he's very curt to them, which I get. Like I've seen Strange written that way, right? But like he's almost antagonistic with them at times, or I'm like, this is less him trying to get the job done and more you're trying to make a joke.
Right.
And I get it. I get the joke.
Need them I gotta push them into this position so that my like funny joke can occur.
Yeah, like he just keeps telling everybody to be quiet. And I'm like, okay, I get it, fine, whatever. Basically, he destroys their house.
Okay.
Looking for a demon.
Is this Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, and then he puts it all back.
Oh my god.
Except, like, they didn't call for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody called for him.
Nobody called the Cat in the Hat either.
No, they did.
No, he shows up.
No, but
it's a rainy day.
Yeah, but I think that they want him to show up because they're bored.
Well, I know well, that's true. Well, his family's humdrum, so, like, maybe they subconsciously willed him into existence.
I know. They just wanted to have cake with their daughter.
Well.
Anyway, there's a demon and Zenarak, and he's basically running rampant in the town, and Steven's trying to find like where he is and how he's getting through, and he ruins like a painting, and he ruins like their furniture, and he ruins their TV, and he looks in the refrigerator, and they're like, what's going on? Like, the wife thinks that she's like, oh yeah, he's from,
the city.
No, he's like from an Avengers, blah, 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 right? Basically he's like, oh, must be in the basement. So they do like a monster in the basement kind of thing. And like, he's fighting it, and like, he's trying to push it back through, and there's all this water, because like, it's a water demon. And so like, oh, it must be traveling through the pipes, blah, blah, blah.
Oh no.
And, like, he's, like, trying to keep back, and, like, this entire time he's like, okay, like, I'm gonna do this, but you have to, like, not let me break my concentration. So naturally, of course, the daughter comes home at that moment and, like, breaks his concentration. The demon starts coming through even more so. The mom goes, like, upstairs to, like, save their little girl. And, like, Stranger's like, I'll just keep pushing it. And, like, that's when the dad, who's a plumber, who we established at one point, is like, that's not how you deal with a clog. This is how you deal with a clog.
So he banishes the demon using his plumbing skills?
Well, he helps him. He's just like, you have to use a snake. And so then Strange summons a snake.
I'll summon a type of, like, a magic type of snake.
He summons a snake and he sends it back. And then he's just like,
God.
Neat. And then Strange is like, anyway, I have to go. Bye. He leaves them their card in case there's any problems. And then he just leaves. He, like, ruins their house. And then when they come back in, it's all fixed. It's better than it ever was before. And there's a nice party. And I was like, fine. Like, this is what I've been looking for.
Right. Like, if you want to do a run of Doctor Strange, like, do these.
Right. Like, and I like these kinds of, like, smaller stories with Doctor Strange where he is doing these types of house calls. I just wish the dialogue was a little tighter.
And that's really the
problem. I'm not going to be super hard on it because this is what I have been looking for. And so because of that, like, you get a couple of extra points. I just wish it was, like, a little tighter.
Yeah. I hear you.
You know, and honestly, like, the coloring on the art was just like decent at best, and then at other times
worst,
I was like,
it was
why? But yeah, so there you go. The next one looks like it'll probably also be another stories. I think we're just gonna do a bunch of small stories up until the end.
Yeah, and he'll probably get like double pages to do that one. And
Which is like, again, for me, it's gonna be rough because like what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, what I wanted, just, like, not these, like, grand cosmic events constantly for Doctor Strange. I get that he does that.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes it's fun to see that. And sometimes it's, like, fun to just know that he's doing that, but he's also taking care of some more day-to-day stuff.
Exactly.
Because, like, who else is doing that then?
Right.
So, that's just my feels on it.
That's fair. What was it?
Oh, by the way, though, if you did want to check out Wade's run, you could just grab this because you don't need to know anything else that's been going on.
There you go.
You could just pick this up and like have like a one and done.
Yeah, there you go. So cool. Kansas Productions. Will we ever get Should Spider-Man Kill comic line? We did a Batman episode like that.
Oh yeah, we did.
We could do that. Yeah, probably. If we did that show anymore. We may bring it back. It really depends. Keith Blackwell would another random question. Do you think Logan would wear Levi's or Lee's or something like True Religion jeans? He would wear the oldest jeans, which technically is Levi's. Levi's edges out Lee's by like 45 years.
Hang on. Let's take it one more step. Let's use like word my grandma used to use. They wouldn't be jeans. They'd be dungarees.
Yeah, he would call them dungarees, and he would wear Levi's.
I think they're different. I don't really know. I just know that I associate that word with my grandma.
Yeah, that's fair. J. Joseph Fraser, welcome back, Tiffany. I'm hyped Uzumaki's coming to Adult Swim. Any more Junji Ito to the channel's future?
Hi, thank you. Thanks for the welcome back. Yes, I would think so. Also, I'm really excited for Uzumaki as well. I'm gonna try to force Danielle to watch it with me.
Nice.
Because she doesn't like that story.
No, it's scary. Andrew Stuckey, Tiffany, you got me into Conan. Thank you.
Hooray!
Conan. Heartless Fang, loved last week's back issues. Tiff and Ben's frustration with Millennium was wonderful, and I can't wait for what comes next. Love you guys. Thank you, Heartless Fang.
Literally the entire time I was like, I'm waiting for this story to like really like pick up and make sense or anything, and it just was just like.
Yeah, somebody got mad at me. They were like, it's all fun to be flippant and everything, but, you got to admit that Millennium was able to accomplish all these tie-ins. I'm like, yeah, okay, here's the real condemnation of Millennium, right? Like, yes, was it an achievement that they were able to, like, have all the tie-ins come out on time, and that they, like, themed the covers of the tie-in titles with Millennium? Like, the Batman book had the Millennium font and the Millennium logo and everything. Like, they really changed. The Millennium trade paperback has none of them in it.
Yeah.
Nor does the Millennium trade paperback that they recently printed have any of the other book references to them, nor is there a complement Millennium trade paperback of the tie-ins. So, like, if you're just, like, a reader and you're just trying to get into Millennium, there is no context for you.
Yeah.
You have to go back, which is fine and dandy, but, like, if you're going to bring in new readers by creating a new edition, you need to give them some place to start from.
Right.
It was just, I was like, yeah, no, Millennium's dumb.
Let's
move on.
just rough.
But yeah, Heroing 2.0. Hey Sal, what were some of your favorite and less favorite changes that Chip made to Spidey's life, all in Life Story? You guys rock. Population for life. Thank you very much, Heroing. There's too many to get into. Most notable ones are Craven. I really like that idea. That was like the biggest moment for me where I was like, holy crap, I didn't see that coming. I liked how they dispatched Morlun, and the least favorite are all of the costumes outside of the classic costume. Like, every Spider-Man costume that they give him as he gets older is more stupid.
You're rough on costumes, I know that.
Yeah. I can't design them, but I know what I like. Adam Asamoah, I see the new X-Men issue in the back, the new X-Men in the back. Any chance of it on back issues, since House of X and Powers of X pull some points from it. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. I don't know how much from new X-Men they actually do pull, but I will say one day we'll probably do new X-Men.
Nice.
Mr. Supertastic, Carnage, Justice League, Batman, Superman, lots of great art this week. I really enjoy having a more muscular Batman and Superman. That's true. Batman and Superman look a lot more muscular when they're being drawn by Dave Marquez. Over in Batman Superman #1, which is of course written by Joshua Williamson, this is a new series that we've been teasing. Actually, Josh came on Elseworlds Exchange to talk about it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We teased it a little bit. We mostly talked about Flash, but like as you can imagine. Josh's actually coming back to this show, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Because we're going to talk about like working in comic book stores and working in the industry.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
Again, I'm learning a lot of stuff on the show today.
I know. I was coordinating with him the other day, and I was like, "Hey, Josh, we need to do another show." And he's like, "Yes, we do." He's like, "I'm free like after Labor Day," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll get back to."
We're after Labor Day right now.
I know. We shouldn't be wearing white. I'll tell you that much. Batman Superman is. Here's the thing. It picks up right where the Batman Who Laughs left off, which is too bad. But it does explore some fun territory with that idea.
Who's drawing this?
David Marquez. Unfortunately, with Justin Ponser no longer with us, the coloring is not nearly as strong as it should be. David Marquez's art is so well complemented to Ponser's colors.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the inking or if it's the coloring or some combination thereof, but I feel like Marquez's pencils, or at least the art in general, wasn't as strong as you would come to expect from a Dave Marquez book.
Okay.
Civil War II is breathtaking to look at despite how horrible it is.
Right.
That's a testament to Marquez's style.
Right. It's just weird because like that image of Superman flying at us on that first page there has like some like straight up All-Star Superman Frank Quietly.
It absolutely
like,
does. It's supposed
to,
and I think it's supposed to feel.
And I don't know because like in that book like the coloring is often like it can be bold and in your face, but it also has like sometimes like these muted tones.
Yes.
And like that's kind of where I guess feeling it.
Well, that's nice. Hey, there's a pull quote for you. Batman Superman feels like All-Star Superman. They touch upon a bunch of crap, like Gordon being the Gordon who guffaws, and, basically Batman and Superman they find the Batman Who Laughs Batcave, they go to the Batcave, they find out that, like, any number of members of the Justice League could be infected and become the member of the Justice League who laughs. They get attacked by a Robin, one of the Batman Who Laughs Robins.
Right.
If this wasn't ruined like months ago, I would have been like, whoa! But because it was, I was disappointed because like I wanted that moment. But it turns out one of the Robins that like sicks on them because you're like, oh, it's one of the Robins. Yeah. No, it's Billy Batson.
Oh!
Yeah, exactly.
What?
So, and then of course he says Shazam and he becomes the Shazam Who Laughs.
That's real bad news for Superman.
Yeah, big time. And
also like kind of Dark Knighty in there.
Oh yeah, with that lightning bolt. Definitely.
Anytime you put lightning, a blue background, and a silhouetted Batman or like anything like that, it's just
you're gonna get
there.
Dark Knight. Yeah,
I'm right there.
But we do get a little bit of a glimpse of the Shazam Who Laughs, or whatever you want to call him. But he's pretty dope looking. A lot of people are really hyped about this idea. I guess I am too. I don't, like compliment, like evil compliments. Like, it's this guy, but he's evil.
You know what's funny about that to me is that, like, now you've taken something that, like, I didn't put on, like, the, like, magic spectrum, and you've, like, introduced it into that, and, like, I guess I'm like, how does that work?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I mean, he is just a boy.
Right.
Typically, until, transformed, but...
Yeah. Well, and I guess that means that whatever happens to Billy happens to Shazam, too. So, like, if Billy dies, then Shazam dies, or if Billy gets his arm cut off, then Shazam doesn't have an arm.
I don't know.
I know.
Then he could have a lightning arm.
you know that's coming. DC loves to chop off arms. The book is very good looking, and it feels very in character.
Okay.
It didn't blow me away like I was really hoping it would be, but it's very good.
Okay.
Like, so check it out.
Okay.
Supercliff, Tiff, I love I dig the Mara shirt.
Thank you. I like it too. It's got this like.
I know, it's got this neat like
texture on top of it, and the back is like they did these like world tour or like these like rock tour style shirts.
Yeah.
So like on the back it has like the different kingdoms.
Right.
It's like, you know, supposed to be like they toured around, I guess.
Atlantis or whatever. Michael Edwards, are you more excited to the Star Wars Disney Plus shows or the Marvel Disney Plus shows? Also, what do you think of the resurgence of people who want Spider-Man out of the MCU after the Sony Marvel split? I don't want to talk about Spider-Man in the Sony Marvel thing because it makes me frustrated. But, like, I will talk about how Mandalorian looks cooler than any of the logos we've seen of the Marvel Disney show.
Yeah, that's like kind of a hard call because it's like we've seen a trailer / teaser for the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and we know who's in it, who made it, who's directing it. Like, we know all that.
Right, so, like, I'm very excited for that part very specifically. Right. However, the, like in my head idea of what the Moon Knight show might be is also exceptionally exciting. Also the She-Hulk show, because there are two shows I never thought we'd actually get.
Me too. And I wanted She-Hulk more than Moon Knight.
I kind of hope that She-Hulk's like some sort of crazy Law and Order style show.
I really do too. It really needs to be.
Like really do like this police procedural thing, but
Please.
Also She-Hulk's out.
Yeah.
Instead of Sal talking about the Spider-Man MCU thing, I will briefly touch on it. Don't say anything. Don't say anything at all. I'm also frustrated with it, and I was also incredibly surprised at the people like who crawled out of the woodwork to say that they were glad that Spider-Man wasn't in the MCU any longer. Mainly because the fact that they were like, oh, he's Tony Stark or blah blah blah, or like Disney owns too many things. Well, it's like Disney owns Marvel. That is Marvel's character. I feel like Marvel should have the rights to make movies about their own character in their own universes. I always felt that Spider-Man, the way that we've seen him in the MCU currently, had to be the way he was because he's in reaction to superheroes being around him. He's growing up in front of us in a different world, and now he'll be isolated. And like I think that sucks, honestly, regardless of how you feel about the companies. I mean, like, is Disney buying up a lot of things? Does it scare a lot of people? Sure. Do I love Disney World? Hell yeah, I do. Yeah. And that being said, I have my issues with Sony as well. So I mean, like, I really don't like talking about like corporations as a whole because it's like there are good and bad to both corporations. And I'm happy that we had him for a while, and I hope one day everybody can just chill the hell out.
Yeah.
And we can just keep having fun, good products.
Right. Thank you. Well said. What I will add to that is they could fix it at any time.
Yeah. And they might. You never know.
They could fix it at any time, and I know they won't. Mr. Supertastic finally checked out the original Gwenpool run. Any chance of back issues? She might get the Deadpool fans because of the name. Deadpool doesn't get the Deadpool fans in this channel.
Nah.
But Gwenpool is a great book, and maybe one day we'll do it. When we hit 200,000 subscribers, I'll do Gwenpool.
Ooh. You heard it here first.
Exactly. Justice League number 30 came out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most Grant Morrisonian Snyder book since the last one. We're finally seeing the big, this is it, the Justice Doom War. This is the thing that Snyder, I think, has been building towards the entire time.
Right.
I think so, until the next thing, but this is the biggest thing.
Okay.
And now the Justice League has to deal with Perpetua, and so they're going to build like a staff out of fragments of the staff, and it goes from being like, it felt like an Endgame ripoff because they're like, okay, we can't get the components we need here, so we'll send a bunch of teams back in time to take pieces of the components we need from back then, and then assemble it here in the present, and then use it against the bad guy. I'm like, oh my god, that is just Endgame. But then, like, it turns out...
heist?
Yeah, a time heist, if you will. But then it turns out, like, the bad guys took care of it before they got there. So, so now they're in trouble.
So no time heist?
No.
Damn.
They're still in there. These characters are like, one team's in the future, one team's in the past. The team that goes to the past.
Are they using a mailbox to send letters between it? I think there's some movie that does that.
Yes.
I think Sandra Bullock's in it.
I think Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah.
I think it's called The Lake House.
I never saw it.
Either way, pass. This is doing a lot of things, and there's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of setup, a lot of great moments. Of course, Jorge Jimenez drew it, so it looks even more great.
Yeah, I actually dig the cover. I like the perspective on it.
It's fun.
It's a perspective you don't usually see.
That's what he does.
And I'm like 100% not sure exactly how we're seeing it, but I dig it anyway.
Yeah. All that you really need to know is that the JSA is back.
Oh.
That, like, we're retconning that they were in the past. Like, the JSA was the team from the past.
Right.
So it turns out Snyder's doing the JSA. Another property that Jeff Johns said, nobody touch, I'm going to do it, is somebody else's.
Okay, there you go.
So
hey, look, there's Justice League Dark.
Yeah, oh no, the whole, there's like, Starman tells the heroes about, like, the last stand, and how, like, how Lex Luthor, altered by Perpetua, basically single-handedly kills the Justice League. And then, like, the Monitor and Starman and the Justice League Dark and, like, the Titans and stuff, like, all team up to fight him, and they all die.
Okay.
So that happens.
Right on.
But it's, if you really, really like Snyder's run, you're gonna love this issue. If you have, like, been waiting for Snyder's run to do something different, you are definitely not gonna like this. But it's fun. Like,
are they gonna sing a song?
Yeah, they are gonna sing a song. There's no freaking doubt in my mind they're gonna sing a song, because they talk about how the universe is a song, and about how every element in the universe is an element of a goddamn song. How, like, as you can see, the Speed Force is the motion, and the emotional spectrum is the feeling of the song. And just spare me.
You gotta get some harmony.
Spare me.
Some melody. Wait till we get to the chorus. Wind.
Yeah.
Words.
Oh, thanks, Sebastian. Yeah, jump in. So yeah, it does a lot of things I don't like about DC, but it's also done by a professional who knows what they're doing. So it's like, if there's no doubt in my mind that everyone was going to hold hands and sing a song at the end.
They may not.
They always do.
They might. Maybe they hum.
They could.
Yeah.
Superman sang the song that defeated Darkseid in Final Crisis, so, like, he's not going to do that again.
No, he can't. You can't do that. You did that. That was fun.
But he is going to have, like, the Justice League harmonize.
Maybe they'll form a like, killer rock band, and that's why they came out with all these, like, rock t-shirts. You
remember in Dark Knight's Metal when Batman had a dream that, like, his children and the Super Sons formed a band, and like the chords told Superman, like, a code that Batman wanted Superman to hear that said, "Don't come into the dark multiverse," but Superman misunderstood. It's more of that. It's gonna be more of that. Mr. Supertastic, a lot of Spidey this week. Favorite Spidey. Oh, I loved Williamson's run on Flash, so I'm excited about the series, but I pray Bats, who laughs, disappears after that. Yeah, I want him in one arc, and I didn't want him in this arc, but he's back, and we're just gonna do this character to death. We're gonna use him as much as we use the Joker. How about that?
You know what it is? Like, I appreciate them addressing it, because it's like, you literally had the Batman who laughs running around Gotham and no one else showed up.
Yeah.
The Batman who laughs.
Right. The character who helped usher in the destruction of everything in the last major multiversal event.
Right, and I know that's like it's one of those, like, comics kind of things where it's just like, sometimes a character's just dealing with something, but, like, they don't even address that, like, people are busy, or, like, Batman's like, no, or, like, whatever. It's like, at least Superman's here now.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, what?
Right. No, I agree. I've had enough of those characters.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Marvel 1000 came out.
Okay.
Marvel Comics 1000.
I didn't even get a chance to read it. I flipped through it because I saw it on my desk, and I didn't realize it was on my desk.
No.
Until like 10 minutes before we started this.
That's okay.
I read one of the Mary Jane comics real quick.
It was nice.
And right? I was like, I people weren't sure if it was all, like, one-page stories, and it is.
It straight up is. It's 80 stories, one-page stories. Al Ewing has a thread throughout. The Eternity Mask, or the Mask of Eternity, is, like, the through line. Where did it go? Who wears it? What happened? What about the Masked Rider? Oh, he's the big reveal at the end. He's coming back to the Marvel Universe. that excites Al Ewing and 4 other guys. But like, ultimately it is supposed to be like a celebration of Marvel, and it doesn't really feel like one. It's fine. Like, it is straight up fine.
That's a
but
shame.
They were really, really hyping this book up, and I assume it's because it took a lot of coordination and money.
Yeah.
And it's like almost not worth it. But
that's too bad.
But Straczynski did make himself into a meme that is like being circulated throughout the internet, in which characters are being interviewed and they're asked like what they regret, and Straczynski puts himself in there and he says sins past. I'm like, that's funny. He didn't need to do that. Like, we get it.
Right.
Like, everyone regrets sins past. But that being said, there are a couple of standout moments in this book. There is a Spider-Man story that brought me to tears. I think Brian Reed did that one, but I don't recall off the top of my head. Otherwise, it's fun. It's fine. It's good. Like, it's fine. Like, nobody's gonna preserve this book forever and talk about how important it is, but it is like fun, and I guess it's a neat celebration of Marvel, but it just doesn't really feel like it. Like, I don't know. It felt a little like halfway through reading it, I was like, okay, well, I think we can wrap this up. But I did read all of it. The Vader story is awesome.
What I really like are the historical little bubbles here.
Exactly.
Like
that was really smart.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed the Conan one. I was like,
yeah.
What's the story about Conan? And it's like Conan joined, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah. It is neat. I like the decision, and I'm glad there's no ads.
There is.
What do you mean?
There's an ad.
Oh.
It's for Black Widow.
Oh, it's their own ad, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I guess that... No, see, there's like Absolute Carnage.
Oh, yeah, there's a promo for Absolute Carnage. Meh.
And Web of Black Widow.
Right, which I'm not going to read.
But there's no, like, random... It's not like, and buy these fruit snacks!
No, it's not a car ad or something. Anyway, that's one of the problems of buying
I really can't
physical.
wait to, like, check out this Spider-Man story.
Yeah, it's pretty great. The Conan story is great, too.
It looked... The art was really pretty.
Yeah, it's dope. So, it's fine. Like...
Hey! Oh...
You can get it. That's the only Doctor Strange story. He only appears in this one page.
And, well, I mean, he's naked, but it's not the best art.
It's cute. No, it's Mike Allred. It's like I think it's Mike Allred.
It is Mike Allred.
I'm
just saying it's not the best art.
No.
For him. It's fine.
It's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine. You can get it in a dollar bin in about like 6 months. So, check it out. That's all I'll say about that.
Well, look at all the Lokis. That's fun. All right,
yeah, that was really cool.
I'm not going to just sit here and read this in front of you.
No, exactly. Check it out. It's neat. Like, it's worth checking out, but if you don't want to or don't care, meh. Chris Priest did a sequel to Spider-Man vs. Wolverine, which is kind of neat also.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff in there.
Hey, fruit pies.
Yeah, well, Howard the Duck. So, yeah, check it out, I guess. But, like, the 1000 thing bothered me, but I also understand. Because it was just Detective Comics 1000, Action Comics 1000 sold so high, they were like, oh, then we're going to do it one too. Because there's no 1000th issue of Marvel Comics. They're just like, oh, well, they could have called it Marvel Comics 80 Years or something like that.
Right.
But they're like, no, but if we call it number 1000, then as many people will buy this as they did Detective Comics or Action Comics.
That's not cool.
Which, of course, is never going to happen. But, yeah, pretty weak. But Al Ewing's also setting something up. If they let him do it, that'd be even more neat.
Right. They did do an in memoriam.
They did, and they chose Jim Starlin's like image of the heroes mourning Captain Marvel's death, which is kind of cool.
It was neat.
It was neat. And there's a ton of variant covers.
You got a collage one. That's fun.
Yeah, I picked the collage one because I can kick it around. That was the one I could open and read.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, then that's the one I'll open and read because there's the different one on my desk.
Yeah, well, that one had Doctor Strange on it, so.
Oh, thank you.
Where were we? Price8040 says there were too many good stories to list, at least to me personally. So I'll say the most eerie and interesting of them was Loki whispering, "You can escape" to different versions.
I saw that.
It was very cool. Michael Edwards, do you think we'll ever get more Earth One original graphic novels? Yes.
Remember, it was like Ogden's.
Oggs. No, I think you will. I think they will happen.
That would be nice.
It's just going to take a while.
Yeah.
Like, especially Earth 1, Volume 3. What else did you read?
I read a couple other things. I was like, I don't know if I should just jump in or what.
Yeah, do it.
I will barely, mention it. I did read Marvel Monsters, number 1.
You and your monsters.
Listen, shut up.
Did you see when we were in our comic book store? They had a full poster of that book.
Did they really?
Yeah, that was that cover that you of that book you were reading.
That. Oh, it's a cool cover.
It is.
This Marvel Monsters book is like to be continued. Maybe, I don't know. It's a Kid Kaiju story where he goes to an island where he finds a book called The Anatomy of the Monstrous.
Okay.
Which I thought was a really great page because they show you like a full page of like the title page of this book, this fictitious book.
Yes, you showed me that. It's so cool.
Yeah, what I love about it is it's a fun design, but it's also they made it like New York Timely Publishing, 1939. I was like cute. And there is a comic in here. It is a short one. Mm-hmm. But there is a comic in here in which Kid Kaiju fights this monster maker. It's Maximilian Frankenstein. It's a young kid who is using this book to make his own monsters based on all of the Marvel monsters. So it's like Man-Thing and Ping-Pang-Foom, and he's combining them into these like, hybrid monsters. These amalgam monsters.
Monstrons.
Yeah, no. Basically, Kid Kaiju has to summon his fighting force, and they go against him, and they try to get the book back, and then Frankenstein makes his getaway using wings, which made me think of like the Vitruvian Man, which I was like, that's funny. And then we see it's like the end, but like it's over the like book itself where it says like Volume 1 of 10. The rest of the book, which I just thought was a fun visual, is an image of a classic monster, like for example, Monstro here, who like is like at a like Lovecraftian looking town attacking it, and then the next one is this like diagram that looks Japanese in origins, and it like breaks it down and shows you a little bit of cross section of the monster. For each of them, it does this, and like I just visually thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
the design of it, I really like appreciated. I like the illustration on a lot of those.
Right.
So if you're looking for like a story, you're not getting it here. If you just want a whole bunch of like cool like mini one sheets that you can't ever take out of your comic book,
right?
Just go check it out.
What editor likes monsters so much? They've been greenlighting these monster books.
I don't know, but I love them. I love them so much. Good for them. Like I hope they make these into posters. I really love the Hypno Creature one.
He's great.
He's just adorable. It's just kind of.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
I just enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Again, silly, not really a read, but it was there.
Yeah.
I want to mention a book I read a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I need to mention this because it's an indie book by Dark Horse, and we almost never talk about.
We never talk about Dark Horse. I want to.
It's a book called Strayed.
Okay.
It's about cats.
Okay.
It's about the future. In the far future, this like. It turns out that like some cats can like astrally travel to other places, and like this scientist like figures out a way to chat with them, and she loves her cat and all this stuff, but like the government wants to use the cat for bad things, basically.
Oh no.
Essentially to find other worlds that they can conquer, because there's something going on with the government, of course, but like, and there's some sort of other like being talking to the cat. I just want to mention it because it's about cats. That's it.
That's fun.
That's all I want to mention about that before we move on to the thing everybody wants you and me to talk about. Mm-hmm. One that everyone wants you to talk about. One that both of us can talk about.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll mention is I read Justice League number 14.
Oh, the Dark?
Yeah, Justice League Dark. Sorry.
Yeah.
Justice League Dark. I'm like, no, it's just Justice League.
That's your Justice League.
This is my Justice League.
That's fair.
This is my Justice League. It's funny that you mentioned that, like, like the big things going down between.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, it's You're the Villain and everything.
It is, but like that happens in this too. Cersei's getting her team together in this book, and it's like, hey, like check out all these folk who are in here. But first, Wonder Woman has to have a prophetic dream, essentially, where she like talks to Zatara about how like he's like, no, listen, Zatanna can like save magic, but like you could screw it up. And she's like, I don't have any magic left in me. And he's like, yeah, but you do. Like you had like Hecate in you, like you have some, it's still there.
Yeah,
it's just you could really mess everything up, and then the Upside Down Man shows up, and he's just like, "What are you doing, Zatara? What is this?" So Wonder Woman like wakes up, and like Zatanna and like both Fates, who are just using magic, but they're not going by Dr. Fate. Okay, obviously. And Man-Bat and Swamp Thing and Bobo are off like fighting vampires, and they've been trying to get in touch with Wonder Woman. Okay. And she like hasn't been responding, and then she calls them, and basically they fight vampires, and that's fun for a little bit. And they all like meet up later on, or the Wonder Woman meets up with Constantine, and she's just like, somebody's like pulling strings and I don't know who it is, and blah blah blah, and he's like, who do you know that like seemed way too on board? Like he doesn't know what the answer is, but he's like I've been through this a lot. This is usually the trail that you follow. And she's like, damn it.
Right.
And she realizes it's Cersei. Like she's like, I should have known.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known. While they're like cleaning up the church where the vampires were, Man-Bat kind of like wanders off and he sees a cat.
Okay.
And he's just like, oh hey, come here. And then, like, we see this, like, blue-looking little man with, like, pointy ears pick up the cat, and he calls him Teakle.
Okay. Is this Eclipso?
No. No. Really? Okay. We'll just keep going. But he uses magic, and he ends up, like, convincing Kurt that, like, he's a fraud, and that they all think that he's afraid, or that he's a coward, and that like the only way that he can prove that he's not is by making some sort of serum that will make him like a monster.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh shit! Don't do that. Don't do that. Leave him alone. Then we go to Montego Bay in Jamaica, where we see Grundy's there, and he's like really messed up. Like, he's really decayed at this point, but he's there, and so is Papa Midnight.
Okay.
And really, like, I did not know he was blue, by the way. I knew who it was.
Oh, Papa Midnight?
No, the kid.
Oh.
It's Clarion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's on the team. Papa Midnight's on the team. I was like, really?
Yeah.
You gonna play like that? All right, fine. The Floronic Man shows up. He's like, I'm the last one. And then they're like, no, it's not.
I was with the Millennium People.
And then Cersei shows up, and she's like, cool. She looks like a clown. She looks like
looks like
a marching band clown.
She looks like Slapstick from Marvel.
I'm just not a fan of this design. I get they're trying something different, just not feeling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But she's like, no, we have one more that we're recruiting, and like history's given him many names, but the heroes call him Eclipso.
Yay!
And then she like refers to the moon directly.
Right.
I was like,
yeah, well, his powers are derived from the moon.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like,
well, because behold, there's an eclipse occurring.
Yeah, that's not an eclipse. That's just the moon.
There's an eclipse, see?
What?
There's a shadow over the moon.
Yeah, that's how
Oh, yeah. You just mean in general. Well, no.
Like, that's just
I'm sure it was going to be a full moon. It's mostly a full moon at DC.
It's almost always a full moon at DC.
Yeah.
You know, I've been really digging this series. I am getting excited to finally deal with the Upside Down Man that we've been promised.
Yeah.
I think he's waited enough time.
Right.
And so, like, I am, like, jazzed that we're hopefully going to be addressing that, especially considering that, like, while this is going on, the whole Perpetua thing potentially is going on. I'm like, there's just a lot happening.
Yeah,
here.
Literally, there's actually a reference to it in Justice League.
Is there really? To the Upside Down Man?
No. Wonder Woman says, my magic team hasn't figured out anything either.
About what?
You know, what's going on?
Where?
In the universe with,
well, I mean, to be fair, they haven't
Perpetua.
really. They got their own crap going on.
Yeah. No, but she refers to her magic team.
Well, at least she does that, I guess.
It's nice. Yeah. Well, it sounds cool, I guess. I don't know.
No, I like it. The whole, like, Man-Bat thing was one of those that, like, I was like, I think they might end up doing this to him, but, like, they've really held on.
Yeah.
And we'll see if anything comes of that, honestly. So, you know.
Cool.
I'm digging it.
Let's talk about House of X.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to go...
Nah. We'll talk about Life Story some other time.
Okay.
Or maybe later. I don't know. We'll see.
Sure.
I want to get into this book because House of X is nuts.
It is nuts. I had to catch back up.
Right, yeah. But House of X, this is the book everyone's been, like, hoping for because things happen in it and it happens in current time. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah.
Maybe.
Current time for this book.
Yeah, what does that mean? Of course, this is written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Pepe Larraz. The art is great. The writing is cool.
Yes.
Professor X and Magneto send Cyclops on a suicide mission with a team of most popular X-Men and Monet.
I was like, Monet?
Yeah. And I think Hickman's doing that on purpose. I think he's like, because you know someone or everyone's going to die in this mission.
You think
and
it's
so
gonna be
he's
her?
like, no.
Oh.
I think he wants you to think it's going to be her. Oh. That's why they picked Monet.
So I thought Monet was actually in issue 1. Was she the one talking to Cypher?
She very well might have been, now that I think about it.
I was like, I went back and I was like, it could be her.
Yeah. Well,
they don't say her name.
Here's the thing. I think they're going to kill, like, Cyclops or something. and then they're gonna be like, "Hey, pod people."
Yeah.
I think like your pod people thing is gonna come.
Well,
into play
because it's like no,
now.
like I.
Well, they were setting up the whole first opening of the book is like, I might die, and if you die, you'll live on. But no, really, like you will come back because we have pod people.
Right, but like I'm just like I feel like Cyclops needs a break.
Yeah, right, because he's only been dead for like 3 or 4 years.
I'm just saying, like give the man a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Let him do something.
Yeah.
Ever in life.
So Cyclops and a team of cool characters go to Mother Mold to take her out.
Yes.
We get more indications about like AIs, and basically the idea is that like Mother Mold is like the precursor to Nimrod, and that Nimrod is inevitable. That like no matter what you do, Nimrod will happen.
No, I thought Nimrod wasn't inevitable. I thought Nimrod was preventable.
No, they hope he is, but they've always assumed that he was inevitable.
Oh no, emergent AIs are emergent AIs are unavoidable, but the anti-mutant Nimrod is. I thought
they want him to be. I think they're like, we've never found an existence where Nimrod didn't happen.
Oh, that
emergent technology, it always happens, but it's like we keep stopping it, but Nimrod keeps happening.
Okay,
that's what I mean. That's how I took it.
Okay.
Also, we find out like that Sabretooth, was actually being tried the way that the Fantastic Four intended, but then Emma Frost, aka the White Queen, because that's her like name in this, and her Cuckoo sisters or Cuckoo whatever, the Stepford Cuckoos show up,
like 2 of them.
Yeah, and they basically are like, we're taking him on behalf of like our government's treaty between Krakoa and you.
Yeah,
and they're like, damn it, and then they take him.
Right.
I think that also like we're setting up like a new shield. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But what's more important is we find out that like, there's people on the Mother Mold's ship. They're talking about like how, they really believe in what they're doing, even though they act and look and behave like supervillains. And how they're like, the X-Men are coming, they've got it meticulously planned, they're, right down to the wire, they like launched a bunch of Sentinels from like another colony to go kill them, but they're not going to make it in time, so the X-Men seem like they've practiced to the letter, they're ready to go. Nightcrawler, of course, does recon, and at that moment, another member of the like human squad, I can't remember his name.
Aramus?
Thank you. Is like, well, they've outthought us.
Yeah.
We need to be unpredictable, and he sacrifices himself to save them.
Yeah. Or to stop
the X-Men. And it seemingly he blows up himself and the X-Men.
Yeah, and either they will be blown up or like Nightcrawler will
have bamfed them out of there.
Yeah, even though like they say that in his profile he can't do that.
Oh yeah, they specifically put that in there so you think that.
Yeah.
But definitely if a bunch of them are going to die and you're going to think, oh no, but then it's like, oh, but you know what? They just had solicits that said that those characters are in those other books, so there's no way they're dead.
Right.
But your pod person thing is coming. Promise you that. Yeah.
Pod people.
So it's cool. Also, finally...
Yeah, you get the alphabet. I was like, hey, it's the alphabet.
You get the Krakoan alphabet.
Now we can all spell our names in Krakoanese.
Yeah, I don't know how to speak it, but it's certainly there, and you can write it down.
But there it is. And we can all get sweet tattoos.
Yeah, they're coming. So yeah, next week, more House of whatever. More hours and powers.
I think it's House. I think it was like we got 2 powers and we're getting 2 houses.
I think you're right.
And so like that's exciting.
Yeah, because this is the breakneck speed book. The other book is like, although like what's going to happen now with powers?
Right.
Like now I know that like that timeline's over maybe.
Right. Probably. Well, I mean it's another timeline.
Right. Probably another time.
Or it's not dealing with, because the last powers really dealt with the one time period.
Yes.
It didn't deal with the other time periods.
Yeah.
And what came afterwards. Mm-hmm. So like they might focus more on those, or maybe it just focuses on like Moira's next life following Wolverine's execution of her.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, but like the powers, like the House book, I'm like, okay. I'm like, essentially, I'm like, this book seemed very straightforward.
Definitely.
So
what's the problem?
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop because there's clearly something we've all missed.
Yeah, although like Hickman isn't afraid of doing linear storytelling and has done it before.
No, I believe it, but like he's also,
Hickman.
like weaving this like mystery that's going on.
Yeah.
And like there's so much emphasis on certain things. Nightcrawler's ability to teleport, you never really truly die kind of thing. And
the humans knowing knowing Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Well, also the fact that, okay.
Oh, what's White Quinn's role?
Yeah, what's I mean, she just seems down, but
well, she seems like she's like the the adversary, like she's like the council for the House of X or whatever. For Krakoa.
Yeah.
She's like, I go places, like I'm the negotiator.
Yeah. There was also that whole timeline which fits way more thanks to the powers of X, it starts to make a little more sense of those of what's going on there. Yeah. But what's funny about this is I guess this is the timeline's there almost just in case you didn't read Powers.
Yeah.
Which I was
I get that. I've heard people saying that they're not.
Okay. So I guess you would need that, but I was like, am I supposed to be seeing something here?
But why would Hickman do
what
that?
What am I missing?
Hickman's not going to count on you not reading it. He's going to assume you did read it.
Right. Because I noticed up at the top they did the whole Moira X09, Moira X10.
Yeah.
Which means I think that does confirm that the Apocalypse timeline truly is the 9.
Yes.
And that we're not seeing that necessarily.
Yeah.
Because this one seems to be 10.
Right.
So I think that House of X is taking place in 10.
Yeah.
Based on that, maybe. But I noticed that Nimrod has the double X. I was like, what is...
Which I guess means he's in all of them.
It could be.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's interesting.
So...
Also, the Mother Mold, I just can't get used to saying that.
No. Well, because Mother Mold makes Master Molds.
Yes.
I think you won't have to say it for very long.
Right. And Mother Mold, I guess, made Omega.
Yes.
Who is clearly the, either, original version that ends up with Nimrod.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
But, it's funny because, in Powers, they called her a god.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then she goes into a black hole, so, I mean,
so,
eat that. Just take that and cram it in your hard drive.
Seriously.
I also noticed, something when I went back to the issue 1 just to see what was up with, if that was her or not. It's impossible to tell. She's wearing a totally different outfit.
Yeah.
But I noticed that little kid, remember that little green kid who shows up?
Yeah.
With Jean?
Yeah.
She calls him, he calls her Mrs. Gray.
Huh.
I was like, Mrs. Gray?
Yeah, that's not right.
I was like, that's weird.
That is weird.
That could just be kids say, dumb
the wrong
things
yeah.
all the time, right? I was like, or it could be something.
Yeah.
This is what Hickman's doing to me. This is what Hickman is doing to me.
Yeah, but it's coming along. It feels like things are happening. I'm excited for what's next, and I'm glad that the next one is House.
I literally can't wait to see how this all goes down.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what the status quo for X-Men will be as a result of this.
Yeah, and but honestly, even regardless of status quo, I am just so excited to have a good ending, and not good in a happy ending. I mean,
no, a satisfying conclusion.
I want him to stick this landing so badly. I so want this to be a satisfying.
He always
story.
does.
Yeah, for good or for worse.
You're right.
For me,
it's
there
the
can
X-Men.
be...
The X-Men is never a happy story.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I feel like there can be something very satisfying with a well-told negative ending.
Right.
So regardless of which way it goes in terms of the feels, just make it good. And
yeah.
I think he will.
I think he will. I agree.
I
know. So yeah. Check it out. Cansav Productions' favorite Wolverine costume. Mine's the yellow and brown one. I always liked the brown one, but and I preferred it back in the day. But now that I never get to see it anymore, I miss the New Avengers, Astonishing X-Men, kind of yellow and blue one.
I always love the yellow and blue one.
Yeah.
I think it's because the first one, I think we've talked about this before. There's a theory that oftentimes the first version of something that you hear or see tends to end up being something that you really attach to.
Yeah.
And you have that familiarity with it, which skews your ability to if you hear a song version of it, and it's maybe it's a redo of a song, you will tend to really like that version of it over the original or another version of it because you heard that first.
That's fair.
I don't know if that's what it is or not.
Probably. Joshua Wright, new patron supporter here. Welcome very much. Thank you very much, Joshua. Here showing some extra love. Would also like it if you would check out my podcast show, Heroes of Cypher. It's very similar to Harbor Patrol. Episodes are only 20 to 30 minutes long.
Cool.
There you go. Mr. Supertastic, this issue of House felt like a regular comic. It did, but with a higher level of quality.
It felt like a regular comic, which to me made it feel abnormal.
Yes,
and as though something was wrong.
Yeah, I gotta go back and read more. I gotta see what's going on.
It really felt like something was not right about it.
Yeah. Algae Try, Hells to the Yeah, everybody do the wiggle. It's ComicPOP Live. Thank you very much.
I don't know what that is.
I can't do it. And I won't. So yeah, jumping back into the books, I will not get too deep into Spider-Man life story. We're going to talk about it one day on the other show, but like last issue, Chip Zdarsky, Mark Bagley. It's a great series that was like a 6-issue mini where each issue was a decade in Spider-Man's life if he actually went in like aged in real time. The Civil War's over. Doctor Doom won. He beat both of them. Spider-Man's in charge of the Civil War. He's older. His kids are superheroes. Miles Morales became Spider-Man also. Spider-Man and Miles go to like this orbiting space station to take down the Doctor Doom network. When they get up there, they are attacked by Kraven Venom, which is so awesome and such a great idea, and it's such a sweet design. I am like, this should be canon. that Kraven reveal at the end of like issue like 3 or whatever was so freaking cool. Spidey fights Kraven Venom. He barely manages to survive. He basically just like dissipates the symbiote, revealing that Kraven's been dead years. It's just a skeleton in there.
I assumed it was something like that.
Yeah. Then Spider-Man reveals that he knows that Miles Morales isn't actually Miles Morales. That Miles Morales got superior Spider-Man, and that Dr. Octopus has been living in Miles Morales' body for a few years. So Spider-Man and Miles fight, and then Miles dives into Spider-Man's mind using his Doc Ock powers. Spider-Man basically uses all the past versions of himself to fight the Sinister Six, and then after Doc Ock is distracted, he unveils his greatest weapon, which is his memory of Aunt May. And Aunt May basically tells Otto that he's being selfish and needs to stop. And so he does. Spider-Man then like rescues Miles, sends him on his way, and he's like kind of like screwed. There's a big hole in the ship. He's gonna die, and then like right before he's about to get like sucked out into oblivion, the symbiote plugs the hole and it's gonna get him. And you're like, oh crap, like Spider-Man's about to die from this symbiote.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, of course, has another ace up his sleeve. He's gonna like self-destruct the whole system. And so before the whole thing like comes apart, we see him in his memories, and he's like remembering, or it's more like his mind, where he and Mary Jane are in bed together, and basically he's just like, she basically says it's okay, like to let go. So he dies. A hero, and Miles is Spider-Man in the future, and it's really cool. I think the issue opened with Spider-Man being like, I had that dream again, and it's like Uncle Ben's murderer, like getting away with it, and it's like, I had that dream again. It's like he always has that dream of like his one mistake.
Right.
Miles is returned to his body because that's the deal that Doc Ock made. He's like, you know what, you're right. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. And he basically just withers away, and Miles like visits him. And then Mary Jane is like, you're Spider-Man, and gives him the original Spider-Man costume.
Oh.
Then the story wraps up with Spider-Man being like, I had that dream again, where the burglar went like past me, but it's a good dream. And he stops the burglar before he gets away.
Aww. That's really sweet.
Yeah. Zdarsky gets this character, man. Like, he's just like, no. Like, if Spider-Man's like, all he's doing is trying to fix this one mistake.
So does that mean that Mary Jane becomes Aunt Mary Jane for Miles?
Yeah, I guess so. Right? It's great.
Wow.
It's dope. It's amazing. It should win an Eisner. I hope it does.
I hope it does too.
I will definitely be nominating it for a Waringo Award.
Okay.
And a Harvey as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's recommend some books that are coming out this week we think you should check out.
Let's do it.
Deceased is having a tie-in. It's called Deceased, A Good Day to Die.
Is that Barda?
Yeah.
I'm in.
So,
and look at that team.
Yeah, and it's by Tom Taylor. So.
All right. So like I'm like Beetle and Booster Gold, fine, but like it's
Miracle and
Barda and Constantine.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
I'm in. Batman Ninja Turtles 3, penultimate issue. It's almost done. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay.
Justice League 31 is coming out. We just had Justice League 30. Here's more. Cool.
Oh wow! I wonder. Wow.
I know. Superman Up in the Sky, number 3 of 6. Tom King's Superman. It's better than Bendis' Superman, and King's Batman. I'll have to read the.
This is so confusing.
I know. I missed the second issue. So
well,
I'll
no, I
check it
mean,
out.
like, because you're like I'm enjoying, or like this is better than the Bendis Superman, and you like the Bendis Batman better than
the Tom King.
I mean,
Batman.
we all saw that coming, but still,
King should have had Superman. Bendis should have had Batman. But both of them selfishly wanted the other characters. Like, King's like, I want to write Batman and make him look like an asshole. And Ben is like, I want to write Superman and throw away everything that made him Superman. And DC's like, okay, whatever, I don't care. I just don't want to be third anymore. So that's out.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man Going Big, #1 is coming out. What is that? It is a mini-series or a one-shot. I have no idea. But it's written by Jerry Conway with art by Mark Bagley and Eric Larson.
What?
Eric Larson drew a page story in Marvel Comics 1000. It looked horrible. But I'm looking forward to seeing like where this goes.
Who did the cover?
Eric Larson.
Yeah, it's not. Are you sure?
I'm positive. It is. There is no doubt in my mind.
I'm trying to look at the signature at the bottom.
No, that's him. I would know his art anywhere.
Ooh, that's a shame.
Yeah, but I'm morbidly curious.
Okay.
Also, they're doing a tie-in for Absolute Carnage with the Symbiote Spider-Man book.
Oh.
Yeah, and now we know why Greg Land is drawing it, because like that book just ended and now there's another one and it's out on time.
Right. Okay.
So
got it.
You know, but it seems neat. Like, okay, cool. More Symbiote Spider-Man, more Peter David. It'll be good. Mm-hmm. You know, or at least it'll read well.
Right.
Spawn 300 comes out.
300.
300 issues of Spawn.
Insane.
And we already know what the covers look like for 301 and 302, so it's not like it's going to stop.
Right. That's amazing.
This is the longest, this will now be the longest running, like, single creator, like, independent published book in comics.
Wow.
Good for you, Todd. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do a back issues tie-in with it. What does that mean? Find out on Wednesday, maybe, if I get a chance to finish it.
I don't know.
I'm, like, down to the wire on that.
Woof.
It's 2 hours. Hopefully not.
Yeah, gotta cut that down.
Batman Damned is coming out in hardcover. No, talk about it. Because you said you weren't going to talk about it.
I was making a joke about that. Oh, it's okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Batman Damned is a supernatural horror story told by two of comics' greatest modern creators, a visceral thrill ride that proudly puts the black in Black Label. Get fucked, you liars. Proudly censors our comic the second we got any negative press.
Yeah.
Proudly edits our comics that are supposed to be unedited.
Right, but it's also for ages 16 plus.
Yeah. Well, because they say naughty words in it.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Eat me. So, what were you going to say about it?
Oh, that was it.
The art's excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope one day they put out the real version.
Right. Well, I mean, they can't escape it. In this day and age in the internet, it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you can't actually probably get a physical version of it without spending a bit.
Yeah.
At this point, later on, you will. It'll be fine.
No, but I hope that like one day, like DC gets some like really strong editorial, and they go to Libremeijo and they're like, give us the original pages and just fix it.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
How about this? An absolute edition.
Well, not only that, but I was going to say there's so many like digital copies of it floating around out there, I'm sure.
Oh, no doubt.
So, you know.
No, there isn't. Because the digital version was censored before, like, on publication day.
I was talking about the Yoho kind.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it.
I don't condone that.
No.
But I'm just saying, like, they can't escape it.
No, they can't. No. If you Google image search, you'll find it.
Yeah.
By the way, Cull Obsidian says, last ever Wicked and Divine comes out this week.
Well, if you're looking for more Kieran Gillen, you can pick up Die #7, which will also be coming out this week.
Great book.
Transitions.
Yeah.
I'm doing them. It's a fantastic story. But if you're also looking for another Kieran Gillen book that was brought up earlier today, the grandma book.
Oh,
Once in Future.
Once in Future.
I was like, I always like Future King. No, no.
Nope.
Another excellent one. So just because that series is coming to an end doesn't mean you can't find more Kieran Gillen excellent stories out there. I love Die. I think it's a phenomenal book. I think it's a really great insight into human beings who aren't perfect. You know what I mean? And not perfect in like a, where I'm telling this kind of story kind of way, like in a real world sort of way.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Definitely go pick it up.
Cool.
Also, I don't know anything about it, but I'm definitely going to pick up at least the first issue of Jody Houser's Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, number 1 of 6.
Oh, that's too bad.
What?
Nothing.
Well, I like Poison Ivy.
I like those characters.
You don't like Jody Houser?
No.
I don't know if I know enough about them.
Every time I read a Jody Houser book, I go, I'm going to really like this. And then I don't.
No, I'm not going to read this. I take that back.
Yeah, why?
Because it's really tied. It's tied into too many things.
Oh.
It's not like a standalone.
Boo.
I might check it out anyway, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm that person.
Jody Houser has...
Also, look at this cover. It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's a great cover. No. Houser has
that one.
has real talent. It's just not mine. Like, it's just not for me.
Okay. That's fine. But I just like Poison Ivy books, and I guess I want to support that because I'd like to see more Poison Ivy books.
Yeah.
But I also want to put out there that Conan the Barbarian number 9 is coming out.
Oh.
So, that is the Conan Jason Aaron book.
Right.
Not to be confused with the Conan Jim Zub book, which just came out recently.
Or the Assad Ribic Conan book,
which was 1 issue.
Or the Savage Sword of Conan.
Which was the Jim Zub one right now, because that was Jerry Conway. Now it's Jim Zub. That issue actually just came out last week, where Conan was gambling some more.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Duggan.
What did I say?
You said Jerry Conway, because I said Jerry Conway earlier.
You said Jerry Conway, Jerry Duggan.
And I'm covering that because
tired.
I know there's someone in the comments that's going to be like, "Oh, she said Jerry Conway. Jerry Conway hadn't read Conan in freaking 25 years."
Well, to that person, see earlier comment about lack of sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the Aaron book. This is my favorite Conan book.
Yes.
That's coming out. The Jim Zub book was fun though. There was gambling involved. It turned into a big fight.
Sweet.
And then he ended up in the Sarlacc pit.
Oh no.
Yeah, with like this big beastie thing. So
where's that? Where's the Conan Star Wars crossover?
I don't want a Conan Star Wars crossover. Also, I know that Conan's gonna be in Conan 2099.
Yes.
Not that that's coming out, but right now. But
right.
I'm just saying.
I can't wait for that 2099 thing because Victor Bogdanovic is doing art for that series.
Yeah, that's incredible. He's amazing.
Yeah. Sadal Thon, he says, "Hey guys, sadly just got here. How are you? We're doing well, man. Thank you very much for being here.
You.
Sorry you couldn't make the whole show, but you know what? There's repeats. It'll come back. But thank you, man, very much." Meow Nian says, "After a day at my education internship, this is a nice way to cool off. Thanks always, Salentif." Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
I don't know what an education internship is. I assume it's like that you're doing an internship for education, so like you're like a student teacher or something. I hope so.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Because we need more good teachers. Silver Cricket says, "Sal, where would you rate Ron Frenz on the list of Spider-Man artists?" I'd put him somewhere between... I don't know. He's good. I like his work. Ron Frenz drew all that stuff in the Symbiote Spider-Man saga. He's good.
He's good.
Top 20.
I just like that as a rating.
He's good.
He's good on a scale of 1 to 20. He's good.
Yeah, like probably in regular Spider-Man artists, top 10, like consistent Spider-Man artists.
Yeah.
But like in terms of people who have drawn Spider-Man that you know their work for, probably top 20.
Okay. Wow.
This is great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, House of X number 4 comes out. Check it out.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Please do.
Well, yeah, you're gonna check it out.
Get in on this. If you're not in on this, go back.
Right?
You have to
and
go
then
back.
become in on it.
And then you're in on it. One of us.
Right.
Get in the pod.
Yeah, get in the pod and then be reborn because no one dies if they're truly part of something.
Right.
Anyway, we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. Of course, if you want more, you can't get enough. Hang out with us, subscribe to this channel, like this video. It helps out the channel. And, of course, watch more shows. We just had a GBU where Marvel crossed over with horrible Image books, except for one, which was unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Check that out. 2 Wrong Boxes. It's a lot of fun. Check that out, that episode.
Yep.
If you want more, go to facebook.com/ComicPOP official. There's a bunch of neat stuff over there. Patreon.com/ComicPOP helps out the channel even more directly. And, watch all the shows, back issues, GBU, Elseworlds Exchange, Off the Rack, Harbor Patrol.
Yeah.
So much to get into.
Is Doomsday Clock coming out?
Doomsday Clock number 11 comes out this week as well. But then you'll have another 3 months before you can read 12, so it's like you'll have plenty of time to read Doomsday
That's
Clock.
what is so frustrating, because like every time one of these issues comes out, I have to go back and refresh myself on the last issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that kind of brain.
No.
And there's too many details to... Yeah.
Comics aren't supposed to be like that.
It's a shame.
I think it's deliberate. I think they're deliberately trying to make it not part. Like, I think the DC is burying Doomsday Clock so you forget about it. And that it doesn't have the impact it's supposed to. Anyway, check it out, though. But yeah, Doomsday Clock, it's probably the best book DC puts out.
That's amazing, because I literally just scrolled past that when we were looking through for books.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not looking for it.
No, I'm never looking for it. I read the preview yesterday. And I was like, and I forgot about it.
Right.
But yeah, it's still one of the best books that DC puts out. Anyway, we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next time. Of course, I am Sal.
I'm Tiffany.
So long, everybody.
Bye.